हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, अगर आप हमारे इस चैनल आरबीएस फिजिक्स पर पहली बार आए हैं तो सब्सक्राइब करना ना भूलें, बेल आइकन दबाएं, ऑल करें, जिससे कि हमारे वीडियो के अपलोड होते ही इसके नोटिफिकेशंस आपको मिल जाएं। न्यूटन्स लॉ ऑफ मोशन, इसमें हम लोगों ने फर्स्ट और सेकंड मोशन के बारे में पढ़ा है, लॉ ऑफ इनर्शिया और लॉ ऑफ फोर्सेस। इसी में हम लोगों की एक चीज पढ़नी है, इम्पल्स। If a large force acts for a short time, then the product of the force and the time interval is impulse. If force is very large and it acts on a body for a very short period, then the product of the force and the time interval is called impulse. For example, there is a body and a force acts. Suppose the force is F and it acts on this body for a very short period, delta t. Then the product of this force and this time interval is called impulse. One thing is clear here, that F delta t, when force acts on a body, it changes the momentum of the body. It means when a large force acts on a body, though for very short period, yet it changes the magnitude of the momentum. It changes the momentum of the body sufficiently, and that is then the product of these two quantities called impulse. Here we know that the force is not constant acting on the body. Force acts like this. This is time and this is force. The force starts from 0, gets maximum value, and then comes again from maximum to 0. This is not constant. At a particular time it is maximum, but at this time it is very small. Here is 0. If this is t1, say this is t2, then time interval is delta t. So because the force is not constant, therefore we can consider its average value, because the effective force is the average of this force. And we have to consider the overall effect of this force. Though at a particular time it is, when its value is very large, and sometimes it is very small, but overall effect of the force is considered. And therefore we consider the average value. Suppose the average of this force is like this. This is the average value of the force, this. And then we can write that impulse is equal to the product of the average force and the time delta t. So we can say that this is the product of the average force and the time interval. So we can say that when a large force acting on a body for a short duration a duration and changes the linear momentum sufficiently। जो लीनियर मोमेंटम उसे बहुत अधिक परिवर्तन कर लेती है, देन प्रोडक्ट ऑफ द एवरेज फोर्स एंड टाइम interval is called impulse। इसे हम impulse कहते हैं। Because the impulse, in the case of the impulse, force acts for a very short time, but it changes the momentum a very large amount. For example, when a ball is coming and we hit the ball with the bat applies the force on the ball for a very short time. It comes in contact to the ball for a very small time interval, but it changes the direction of the ball, it changes the velocity of the ball, and it changes the momentum. It changes the linear momentum very sufficiently, and therefore this is the impulse, the force and the time duration for which the force is applied. This product is called impulse. So we can say that when you are in impulse of your body, say the impulse of your body, it just affects the momentum of the body. When a ball is just thrown on the wall, it collides with the wall for a very few seconds and its momentum is changed. That is the time period for which it strikes the wall and the force with which it strikes the wall, or the force applied by the wall on the ball, is the impulse of the ball. So in the case of the impulse, it is equal to the change of the momentum. It changes the momentum. Suppose by Newton's second law, F is equal to dP upon dt or delta P upon delta T, or dP is equal to F dt. These are vector quantities. F dt is equal to dP, and therefore F dt, integration of the product of the force and the time from 0 to any time t, is equal to the integration of the momentum that is dp, from initial momentum pi to the final momentum pf. We know that f dt is impulse. This is total impulse of the body. Total impulse, that is I. This is equal to dp. The integration is p, pi and pf, which is equal to pf minus pi. We know that pf and pi is the change of momentum. This is change of momentum. This is the final momentum of the body. This is initial momentum of the body. This is the momentum before the force acts, and this is the momentum after the force have acted upon. This is change in the momentum. Therefore, I is equal to this change in momentum. Change in linear momentum. Or you can say that I is equal to delta P that is impulse is the change of momentum. If there is any say process or there is any accident or there is any incident, the momentum is change in momentum is constant, then we know that the change in momentum is equal to F delta t. If this is constant, it means if delta t is very large, then the force will be small. If delta t is small, then force will be large because the product is constant. For example, if a cricket game is coming towards you, you just catch it in very short time. It catches instantly. If you catch it instantly, the time duration is very small because the change in momentum is fixed. The ball has initial momentum, you just catch it, momentum becomes zero. Therefore, the initial momentum is equal to the change in momentum, that is fixed. And you catch it in very short time, and therefore F will be high, very high, and it will hurt your hand. This is the reason when the cricket balls are in the game of the cricket, the ball is catch like this. And if we give time, large time, to change the momentum of the ball, and this is the reason why we do not feel any hurt on the hand due to the ball. In the same way, when we jump on a hard floor of a room, it will hurt our feet. Because when we jump down to the floor, instantly our momentum becomes zero in a very short time, and therefore the force becomes very high that hurt our feet. But when we jump on the sand, our feet just move in the sand, take a large time to change the momentum. It takes time to change the momentum, and therefore the force becomes smaller and our feet are not hurt. So there are a number of reasons where this is used for to increase the force, we reduce the time. If we hit, say, a nail by hammer, then the change in momentum should be very high, the force should be high, and the time period should be smaller, and therefore we hit it, the momentum is very high, force is high, and because this strikes instantly, and therefore time period is very small and force becomes very high. There are a number of reasons where impulse is used. As we know that the force applied on a body is not constant. It varies from 0 to maximum and then maximum to 0. And this is the reason why we consider the average value. And in this case, if you draw a graph between force and time, the area of this graph represents the impulse. This is impulse. The area between the graph between Ft gives the impulse. We get the value of impulse by when calculating the area of this graph. Now, let us consider an example here. A force changes the velocity of a body of mass 5 kg from 2.5 meter per second to 5 meter per second. A force changes the velocity of a body of mass 5 kg from 2.5 meter per second to 5 meter per second in 20 seconds. Find impulse. We have to calculate the impulse. Second, force and direction of force. Force and direction of force. Here, the mass of the body is 5 kg. U is equal to 2.5 meter per second, and v, the final velocity, is 5 meter per second, and t is equal to 20 seconds. Therefore, first impulse I is equal to change in momentum, that is Pf minus Pi, final momentum minus initial momentum. Final momentum is 5, yeah, you can say mv minus mu, or I is equal to m is 5, and this is common to both. Therefore, v, that is 5 minus u, 2.5. 5 into 2.5, and this is 12.5 Newton second. This is impulse. So impulse is equal to 12.5 Newton second. We have to calculate the force. F delta T is equal to I, which is equal to 12.5, और इसीलिए फोर्स F is equal to 12.5 upon delta T, which is 20. T or delta T is equal to 20. इतना न्यूटन हो गया। 0.625 second is the force, because velocity is increasing, not decreasing. Initially the velocity was 2.5 meter per second, and the final velocity is 5 meter per second. It means the force reacting in the direction of the moment. जिधर को वस्तु जा रही है उसी दिशा में बल काम कर रहा है और इसलिए वेलोसिटी बढ़ रही है। तो डायरेक्शन ऑफ द मोशन ऑफ द बॉडी, द फोर्स एक्ट्स इन द direction of motion of body. This is something about impulse. Now let us consider Newton's third law. The Newton's third law, as we know, it is sometimes called as action reaction law or the law of force of reaction, और ये थर्ड लॉ ऑफ मोशन, किसी भी नाम से इसको हम कहते हैं। न्यूटन्स थर्ड लॉ, Newton's third law of motion. Newton's third law of motion tells us that when one body acts on the other body, or one body applies the force on another body, then the second body also applies the equal and opposite force on the first body. This is the third law. If suppose there is a body A and another body B, if B applies a force on A, B applies a force on A, suppose the force is in this direction, the force on A due to B, and due to A the force on B is F B due to A. The force on A due to B is F A B, and the force on B due to A is F B A. According to the third law, these two forces are equal in magnitude and opposite direction. According to this law, FAB must be equal to minus FBA. That is the amount of these two forces are equal, but their direction is opposite to each other. There are two forces, and these two forces act on the different bodies. One thing is very important here to note, that this force which is acting on A is acting on A, not B, and the force acting on B is acting on B. That is, these two forces which are called action and reaction. These forces are called action and reaction. And which one is action, which one is reaction, it doesn't matter. किसी भी फोर्स को आप एक्शन, किसी को भी आप रिएक्शन कह सकते हैं. अगर ये एक्शन है तो दिस इज फोर्स ऑफ रिएक्शन, एंड इफ दिस इज फोर्स ऑफ एक्शन देन दिस इज रिएक्शन. तो वन फोर्स इज, इफ वन इज कॉल्ड एक्शन, द अदर फोर्स विच इज इक्वल एंड अपोजिट टू दिस इज रिएक्शन. तो देयर इज नॉट फिक्स law which one is action, which one is reaction. Both are the forces, and these two forces are called action and reaction force. Action and reaction force means that if one force is action, then other is reaction. Which one is action, which one is reaction doesn't matter. You can call this one is action, then this is reaction. If you call it action, then this is reaction. So action and reaction is not fixed that this is action and this is reaction. There are two forces which are equal and opposite. One is called action and other is called reaction. Action and reaction, these two forces do not act on the same body. they act on the different bodies. This is the reason that sometimes we think that if there is a body, the action and reaction forces are acting on the body. Is action and reaction, that is the weight of the body. If action and reaction both are acting on the body and they are equal and opposite, then the resultant force is zero on this body. If action and reaction are acting on the same body, then the resultant will be zero. R is equal to mg, and therefore resultant force is equal to 0. And therefore this body, wherever it is, suppose this is at this side, if action and reaction both are acting on the same body, for example, if action and reaction both is acting on the same body, then action and reaction both, this force and this force is equal and opposite, and therefore the resultant force on this body is 0, and therefore it should not fall. But as we leave it, it falls down. It means this conception that R and mg both are acting on the same body is wrong. So action and reaction, these two forces never act on the same body. They act on the different body. mg, that is the force that is called gravitational force, acts on this body, and due to this the reaction acts on the earth. जितना फोर्स ये अर्थ इसके ऊपर लगाती है, ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स और दिस वेट, उतना ही फोर्स ये अर्थ पर लगाती है. And therefore the R and mg both are at different places, and therefore if two forces are acting at different places, the resultant cannot be calculated. The forces acting on the same body are calculated for resultant. The forces acting on different places, they have no relation with each other, and therefore the resultant is not calculated for them. So here it is important to note that action and reaction forces act at different bodies, right? Secondly, action and reaction, these forces, ये नहीं कह सकते कि किसी ने बल लगाया तो दूसरे ने बल लगाया. सपोज कर लिया देयर इज टेबल एंड ए body is placed on this. This presses the table. This presses the table, and therefore there is a force on this table due to this body. This force on table due to A. Suppose this is A. And this table also applies a force on the body. And this is force on body A due to table. So this force is due to this body on table, and this force is on the body due to table. So body applies force on table and table applies force on body. तो यहाँ ये नहीं कह सकते कि जब हमने इस वस्तु को रखा तो इसमें कौन सा बल पहले लगा. the body applies force on the table first or table applies the force on the body first. So these two forces are this force on this on the table. So this is R and this is F. So then which force from these two forces R and F, which force acts on the सिस्टम? कौन सा फोर्स पहले काम करता है और कौन फोर्स उसके बाद काम करता है? तो दिस इज नॉट सो. बोथ फोर्सेस एक्ट साइमल्टेनियसली. साइमल्टेनियसली, साथ साथ काम करते हैं. साइमल्टेनियसली विथ नो टाइम लैग. बीच में जरा भी टाइम अंतराल नहीं रहता, थोड़ा भी आगे पीछे नहीं कि पहले वो काम किया और जब पता लगा कि ये काम कर रहा तो उसने काम करना शुरू कर दिया. नो. इसका ये मतलब हुआ कि these two forces exist at the same time. They exist in pairs. ये एक्शन एंड रिएक्शन, फोर्स ऑफ एन एक्शन, दे एग्जिस्ट इन पेयर्स. एक अकेले फोर्स का एग्जिस्टेंस नहीं है. इट मीन्स forces of action and reaction exist in pairs. ये जोड़े में ही रहते हैं, कभी अकेले नहीं रहते. अकेले इनका एग्जिस्टेंस नहीं है. इन नेचर in nature single force does not exist. In nature single force does not exist. अकेले बल का कोई अस्तित्व प्रकृति में नहीं है. जहां भी होगा दो होंगे, दोनों एक साथ होंगे. हम एक को एक्शन और दूसरे को रिएक्शन कह सकते हैं कि वन फोर्स इज एक्शन एंड द अदर फोर्स इज रिएक्शन. देयर आर नंबर ऑफ एग्जांपल्स ऑफ एक्शन एंड रिएक्शन. व्हेन वी प्रेस दिस बोर्ड, we apply the force on this board and the other force is also perpendicular to this force, and that is the force of reaction on our hand. When earth attracts any body towards its center, that body also attracts the earth towards its center. प्रत्येक वस्तुओं के बीच में फोर्स एंड एक्शन और रिएक्शन का फोर्स कार्य करता रहता है. If this is sun, the earth revolves around the sun. This is earth. Force is in this direction and the force is in this direction. Force, both are equal. The force on sun is F, SE. And the force on earth is F, E, S. Both are equal and opposite. When we fire a gun, when we fire a gun, the force applied by the gun on the bullet is just equal to the force applied by the bullet on the gun, and therefore the gun recoils. हमको वो बंदूक का झटका लगता है, वो इसलिए हमको उसका झटका लगता है बिकॉज द बुलेट गोज फॉरवर्ड एंड पुशेस बैक द गन। इस तरह से बहुत सारे हमारे पास एग्जाम्पल्स इसके हैं। Similarly, when we walk on the earth, we press this ground backward direction. When we walk on the earth, walking on earth, this is earth and this is we press the earth backward direction and therefore this is the force of reaction upward direction. This is angle theta, and therefore in this direction F cos theta is the force by the earth on our feet, and this is its perpendicular direction, that is r sin theta. F cos theta is the force component of earth reaction. और इसी के कारण से हम पृथ्वी पर आगे बढ़ते चले जाते हैं। कहीं पर अगर कीचड़ रहता है, हम इसको पृथ्वी को जब पीछे को दबाते हैं, कीचड़ होने पर हमारा पैर फिसल जाता है और फोर्स ऑफ रिएक्शन हमको नहीं मिलता। और जब आगे बढ़ने के लिए फोर्स ऑफ रिएक्शन हमको नहीं मिलेगा एफ कॉस थीटा, तो हम पीछे को स्लिप कर जाते हैं या गिर जाते हैं। इस तरह से क्रिया और प्रतिक्रिया फोर्सेस बहुत सारी घटनाओं में हमारी मदद करते रहते हैं। इसी तरह से when we swim in the water, we just press the water backward direction and the water pushes us to go forward. पानी को हम पीछे ठेलते हैं और पानी हमको ये आगे बढ़ाता है और हम नदी में या तालाब में तैरते रहते हैं। So there are number of examples where we see that how the action and reaction forces act. A bullet of mass 0.05 kilo enters a block at rest with velocity 90 meter per second and penetrating a distance 45 centimeter in it. It stops. Find retarding force on bullet by block. This is the block. The bullet strikes this block, enters the block, and due to this block, a retarding force acts on the block which opposes its motion and stops after a distance 45 centimeter. The velocity at this point where this bullet enters is 90 meter per second and the final velocity here is 0. So we can calculate the acceleration, yani retardation in the bullet. B is equal to 0, U is equal to 90 meter per second, and it stops in so we know U, we know V, and we know S. V square is equal to U square plus 2AS. इसी फार्मूले को हम यूज करेंगे यूजिंग V square is equal to U square plus 2AS. V, it stops V is equal to 0. U, starting velocity, initial velocity is 90 meter per second. 90 meter per second. 2 A and S is 0.45 meter. Therefore 2A S is equal to 90 into 90, and therefore acceleration A is equal to minus यहाँ लगा है, माइनस इधर लगा है. This is equal to 90 into 90 upon 2 into 45 into 100. The decimal point, two decimal points have been eliminated by multiplying by 100. इससे ये कटा, और इससे ये कट गया. Acceleration is minus meter per second square. This is the negative acceleration, that is retardation of the body, and therefore the retarding force. Therefore retarding force AM. The M is 0.05 kilogram and minus 99. This is equal to minus 99. This is the retarding force. Minus means retarding, opposing the motion, and therefore F is equal to 450 Newton. This is the retarding force which stops the bullet in the wood. That's all for today. वीडियो देखने के लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. यदि इस चैप्टर में किसी भी प्रकार का डाउट होता है तो आज आप हमारे कमेंट सेक्शन अथवा हमारे सोशल साइट्स पर जाकर पूछ सकते हैं, जिसका लिंक हमारे डिस्क्रिप्शन पर दिया हो।